All right, I am so excited to introduce you all to Megan, the Cookiepreneur, CEO founder of Memphis Cookie Co. Welcome back to the Self-Care CEO podcast, where we help ambitious women trade burnout for boundaries and hustle for healing. So let's jump right into it. Megan, how are you arriving today, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally?
How I am arriving today mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Mentally, I'm already thinking about what I have to do next week because I have a great number of orders to do. Spiritually, I know that by faith I'm going to get it done. So, the fear and the anxiety that comes from, what your mind does. Spiritually, faith, reminds me, okay, you're going to get it done. You're going to, plan everything out. You're not new to this, so that, my spiritual side just helps me to keep the faith. And then physically, I feel good.
Okay.
Physically, my energy is high. It's Saturday here at the mall. So Saturday is my biggest day of the week. So physically, energetic and ready for my customers today.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely.
How about, let's start with your journey. What led you to the work that you're doing now?
So my cookie company started as a fundraiser. So none of this was ever even planned in my mind. Back in 2016, my daughter wanted to go on a mission trip to Japan. We had about 2 months to raise $3,500. And I had no idea how we would raise that amount because she was already a cheerleader. She was already involved in a lot of other costly things in high school. So I had no idea how we would get that done, but I knew that was her destiny because she had been taking Japanese in middle school and she was taking to the language. Like, she was doing so well with this. So I was like, this has to be, her destiny. I have to make it happen. So we planned a bunch of fundraisers. The first one totally flopped and she looked extremely disappointed. And I was like, I got to make this happen. So I told her, we'll just bake some cookies and then we'll get back to all the fundraisers we had planned. So I always say the cookies were a backup plan that became the master plan because in less than 8 weeks, we raised over $5,000.
Wow.
Yes. And so the rest is history. So we are here now. And again, I never would have imagined, but I always tell people my business literally started with $0 because we were raising funds to get started and it grew to now having a storefront space.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
A fundraiser to a whole business.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. So was there a turning point where you realized I need to do life or work differently?
I think the turning point probably for me, like a lot of people, was during COVID because I had to change how I was doing my business because my daughter has asthma. So I was one of the few business owners that I couldn't open during that time because I didn't know what we were dealing with and I didn't want to bring any germs or anything back to her, especially with it being so new and we really didn't know what we were dealing with. So I just kind of closed temporarily during that time and I ended up getting a call from The View and I thought it was a prank call because I was like, ma'am, it's COVID, like why are you calling, playing and joking about me being on this national platform. And I was like, how did you hear about me? So she told me a little bit about myself and how she found me and I was like, oh, this is serious. And we had to talk through how I would do my business, like what I would do, because I couldn't do the fresh baked cookies because mail was very bad during that time. I couldn't do frozen cookie dough. So we decided on the cookie mixes. And even in that showed me how to change, don't be so set on doing business one way, that when things change, times change or whatever, you need to be able to and be open to change because that was one of the most successful seasons of my business and being open to that change. So
wow.
Yeah.
The
The View.
I didn't hear this. My first time hearing
Yes,
you.
The View. Yes,
That's
so they had a
awesome.
segment called Deals and Steals.
Yeah.
So I was on that segment. So at the time, we did everything like just kind of online. So I had to record a video, and they showed that segment, and it was an amazing experience because I had a number in my mind of how much I would sell, and before the show aired, I had already hit that target.
What?
It was like it was a dream. It was
That
the
was
most
all
amazing.
God.
It was all God. It really, it truly was. It was a lot of work, but it was all God for sure.
That's amazing.
Yes, it was.
Now, how does your story intersect with self-care, boundaries, or faith?
My story intersects with self-care because I have to have self-care because I am serving people all day, every day. Even like when I did The View, because I was serving customers from all around the world, I would get calls and text messages all hours of the day and night. So that taught me to have boundaries. It taught me to get systems in place where I was sending either some type of auto reply or I had somebody in place to make calls back. I had to understand when to turn on my do not disturb and when to get my rest and when to exercise and when to do all those things for myself because it can be a lot.
Wow.
Yes.
So, how do you feel you've navigated mental wellness while building your business?
I think setting boundaries and being okay with saying no. I've had to turn down a lot of opportunities. I have to turn down a lot of fun activities and, a lot of things that I would love to do. I have to create boundaries and say no. But that helps me to keep my sanity and it helps me to keep things, going the way that they need to go. Mm-hmm.
Now, have you ever felt like your ambition was outrunning your capacity?
Oh, all the time. All the time. I feel like I have so many ideas and I have so many things that I want to do, so many people that I want to help all the time. And so I just have to remember that God is going to give me enough time to do all the things that I want to do in some shape, form, or fashion. And he has, over the almost 10 years that I've been in business, he has allowed me to do a lot of things that I want to do in different phases. And so when there are still things that I want to do, I have to remember, okay, focus, because right now the storefront is first and foremost. And so now I focus on customers here and what my customers need here. And then other things that I want to do, I'll get to it. I'll get a chance to do it in the future.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you define rest now versus earlier in your journey?
Rest now, me saying no to a lot of things. Me understanding that I have to operate on what my schedule is. Like for most people, their Saturdays, they're off, they're going to the farmer's market, they're shopping, they're spending time with family, hanging out. My Saturdays, I'm here the entire day. So my Saturday is on Mondays. So, just having to understand that my schedule is what it is, that during the holidays, while most people are winding down and spending time with their families, I'm winding up because I'm serving families. And so it can create a strain when people don't understand that, but I understand that this is what I'm called to do. And so I have to operate in the seasons that, work for my business and my family. And then when I have the opportunity to get that rest on that time, on Mondays or whenever my Saturday is or my holidays, fall, that's when I rest and spend time with my family and do those fun things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what signs of burnout do you have to watch out for now?
Just, feeling tired all the time. Like if I feel tired all the time, I know that I need to pull back. I know that I have to accept that I'm in a busy season. I have to understand my peak seasons, my off seasons, and it changes every year. Like this year has been historical in the fact that usually during March and June, those are my slow months because during March, people are getting ready for spring break. They're doing Lent and Ramadan, so they're running from me. Same thing with June. In June, people are getting ready for the family reunion or those summer vacations, so they're running from me usually. And so those are usually my months for downtime. But this year, I've had so many orders, so I hadn't even gotten that chance to rest like I normally do. So I've had to really pay attention to my body and make sure that on my off days, I'm really truly resting. And that I'm still even learning, because I'm always in some type, even over the 10-year period, there's always a growth spurt. And I have to pay attention to the growth spurts, that when I'm in that growth spurt, I have to really slow down and pay attention to myself. And then, like, it's so hot outside now, so that, I have to pay attention to that and making sure I'm staying hydrated and, all the things to make sure I'm on top of what I need to do to stay focused mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all the things.
So was there ever a time when you struggled to set boundaries, and what did that time look like for you?
Yeah, and I would say it's an ongoing thing, because I love people. I love serving people. I love saying yes to what everybody needs. So that's an ongoing thing of just learning to say no and being okay with saying no, and being okay with people being upset that you say no. So it's an ongoing thing. I think I've always, had a huge desire to provide cookies to everybody and do everybody's party and everybody's celebration and respond to everybody's last minute requests, because I understand the busy mom, just remember she needed to place an order, or the busy corporate worker just remembered that they were supposed to place the order for the cookies. So I want to always be able to serve everybody, but I'm learning to say no. I'm learning to charge what I need to charge for those rush orders or those deliveries and all the, the things that I do to make that customer get the best service, add those fees in there so I can make sure I'm not burning myself out trying to serve, everyone with their needs. Yeah.
How do you feel your faith has played a part in your resilience?
Because I get afraid. I have fears. I have concerns. My business has had to survive COVID, a recession, inflation, rising prices. I try to keep my prices the same, all the while eggs and butter and recalls on products that increase prices, gas, with me doing deliveries. I have all that to think about all the time. So, it's just an everyday struggle and every day figuring things out.
Do you feel like your relationship with God shifted along this journey for you as well?
Oh, absolutely. I have fully learned, number one, that this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to do. There have been tons of times where I've wanted to quit, or I thought, well, this is it. Like, just so many things that I was trying to do, projects that I thought, this is the way God is leading me, and it would completely crumble. And I would think, okay, God, I thought I heard from you, and I did all the things. I prayed. I didn't jump out there. I had other people praying. I had other trusted people praying, and things still fell through. And I just had to learn that sometimes we don't see all the things that are happening behind the scenes, and God is removing us from those situations. So even those things I really, really wanted, if they fell through, I had to trust God that He was orchestrating something better. So my faith and listening to God on this journey I always tell people, I don't make a move without praying about it. And I haven't always gotten it right. I have not always gotten it right, but I don't make a move without praying about it and asking God, what do you think? What should I do? Should I, Yes.
So with that, what lies do you feel you had to unlearn to get to the place to where you are today?
To
become who you are today.
Just, not feeling like you're doing enough, not feeling like your business has flourished in a way that you think it should have, just all the lies and the things that you you can think about yourself, your performance, or the growth of your business, the timeliness of it all, or just when I've messed up and dropped the ball on stuff. The mind can really, have
Play
you
tricks
all.
on
Yeah, it can play tricks on you and have you all over the place. So I just have to always be reminded that I'm human. And that, as long as you get up every day and try again and make sure you are, putting forth that effort to be a better person. I always say, just be a good person, not just business owner or all the other hats we wear, just striving to be a good person. It's an everyday thing. And as long as you're getting up every day pursuing that, eventually, the fruit is going to show. Everything is going to show what you're working on behind the scenes.
So how do you stay grounded in who you are and not just what you do? Because you do a lot.
I do. My parents raised me to be a grounded person, and to be humble, and and I think that's what plays a part of me wanting to help other people, because I want people to know that I am this person that they can approach and that they can ask for help within reason, and within the time and space that I have, because I do manage a lot. So a lot of things that people request of me, I'm not always in a season to do it, but otherwise I am a very humble person. I love getting to talk to my customers when they come by here, and we talk about a range of things. So I would say my parents, my daughter. I think about how my actions and the things that I do, it can have an effect on my child. So I think about her all the time. That keeps me humble, and I want to set that example for her. That it's great to be smart, intelligent, and beautiful on the outside, but what's on the inside is just as important. So all those things, I think, like my parents, my child, and just remembering where I've come from, that keeps me humble.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now we've come to the portion of the interview where this is our rapid fire question.
Okay.
So you have to spit out the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
When I ask you the question.
Okay.
What's a self-care ritual you swear by?
Sleep. Going to sleep. I will go to sleep. So getting my rest, that's my favorite self-care.
And what's a lie you no longer believe about success?
What is a lie that I know? That you're a failure. Like if you mess up, that you're like this complete failure. You need to fail. Like fail. Go ahead and get it out of the way, so you can know, okay, that's not what will work for me. So now I can figure out how to do things, because it may work for that person, but it may not be what you need to do for you. So yeah.
What's a boundary you're currently working on?
Just continuing to say no. Like I said, I get a lot of requests for a lot of amazing things. I mean, a lot of amazing things. A lot of people pull on me to collaborate, to participate in different things, and just to do a lot of stuff. So amazing opportunities that I would have jumped at when I first started. But I understand the magnitude of having a storefront. It's like nothing I've ever done on this journey. The farmer's market was just one day of the week when I did that. But a storefront is every day. Even when I'm closed, it's every day. So it's so many things that people want me to participate in, and I'm just like, I can't. So that's probably where I am right now in terms of setting boundaries, because when you have something new, you really need to be there to cultivate it. And it feels hard when you got to kind of be almost like you're just missing out on everything. You're just saying no to everything. You turning things down. But I know what it is I'm trying to build. So I just have to always keep my mind on that. And then I tell people, come here, come to me, come hang out with me.
And they
like
do.
You did. And it works. It works. We're all having fun.
And it's a bond ever since.
It is.
So what's your favorite scripture or affirmation right now?
My favorite scripture is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you. I love that. I also like Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. That's another good one. And I would say an affirmation is I am enough. Like I am enough. Yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite affirmation right now.
And one word to describe the season you're in right now.
Amazing. Yeah, I love this season. I love where I'm at in this in the Hickory Ridge Mall. I love this space. I love the community of people that come over here. I love the children coming around the corner and seeing my face and smiling and saying cookies, and the families that hang out at the cookie counter. And I just love just this point that I'm at, just thinking back on all the opportunities that I've had, working at the farmer's market, being on national platforms, selling in stores, selling on Amazon. It's been a great journey. And so now I feel like I'm like just kind of like settled in a great spot where I am giving back to the community. And, when I was little, I didn't really think I was always baking. I baked as a teenager, but I didn't see it as a career. And so it's so important to me that I show young people that, if you're good at baking, that this is something you can actually do for a living. Like you can be the next baker, whether it's, at home. And I always tell people, you don't have to have a storefront. Your being a next baker might be, baking and providing something for people in the nursing home or a prison ministry, or it's so many things that you can do that has an impact when it comes to baked goods. Just being kind to your neighbors. We're not neighborly like we used to be anymore. We don't even know our neighbors a lot of times. So I just want to inspire people to bake because it's therapeutic. So you could just bake at home just to as a form of therapy. So I love this season, just, being able to interact with the people that come to this mall and that live in this community. Even those that travel. I mean, people travel far to come to this mall. And so I love that. So I would say this season is amazing. Yes.
I love it. So to wrap up, is there a final word of encouragement you like to leave with our listeners?
Like the affirmation, I am enough, just, reminding people that, because oftentimes we are in those seasons where we want to do things and it's not the right timing. And it's just like, well, Lord, when? So we just have to know that we are enough for the season that we're in, and then start looking for, well, what is it? Like if you're in a valley season, look around and see what it is you're supposed to be doing in that valley season. So that when that mountaintop experience comes along, you're ready for it. You've learned some survival skills. You've learned some gratitude skills and, all types of things. You've even met other people in that valley season that, when you get to that mountaintop, you got some real genuine people cheering you on. So, I would just say, be grateful for where you are. And continue preparing for the next journey, because you are, when those mountaintop experiences, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need the grit and the grind that you get from being in those valley seasons.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love that word. Now, if people aren't from Memphis, or if they are from Memphis and don't know where you are, how can they stay connected to you, or how can they find out where your locations are?
So I am in the Hickory Ridge Mall food court, and I'm also on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook under Memphis Cookie Company. And my website is www.memphiscookieco.com. They can go on there, and they can go on Google and search and, find a lot of information on there about the business as well.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, Megan, I thank you so much for indulging me
You're welcome.
today and allowing me to interview you. This has been great. And I really enjoyed getting to know something that I didn't know before.
Yes.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
today.
And thank you for this platform. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening, and see y'all next time.